Just like me, this week's coffee is elegant. Nicaragua Limoncillo Red Pacamara Elegant Natural, to be precise.
My name is Steve Layton, and I travel the world finding amazing and delicious coffee for you to drink at home. Some make coffee difficult to understand and complicated, but here it's my job to make it easy and fun and tell you what's in my mug.
So why the elegant part in the name? Well, when I visited the farm and Erwin presented the same samples, which we always do, I was cupping away, I couldn't think of any other word apart from elegant to describe it. It was just so different to the previous year's offering. And they told me that basically what they'd done, they'd changed their policy of turning the coffee. So natural coffee dries on the patio and they go along and turn it every 2 hours. And they changed it to every hour, which ended up giving us this much more cleaner and more elegant cup. And something that their clients had asked for. Luckily, they still do the older style of it, which is pretty cool, but yeah. Finca Limoncillo is located in Matagalpa, which we talked about a few weeks ago, but it's situated in the amazing area of Matagalpa and is 171 hectares, has 9 waterfalls in it, and just run so impeccably. From a nursery for not a nursery for plants, a nursery for children. I'm sure they've got nurseries for plants too. But they have schools, they have healthcare, they do amazing work with the people who live on the farm, providing free hydroelectric electricity to them from the waterfalls, but also do amazing work in the varietal and processing. And this is one of those perfect examples of that. So I love this coffee. Like, Pacamaras are amazing. They're super huge, but when they're ground up, they look like any other coffee. So this coffee was described by Gary, who's one of our roasters, as a Wimbledon coffee. And Wimbledon happened just a few weeks back, so it kind of seems appropriate. Let's get the nose in and see why he thinks that. And I kind of do tend to agree with him, because this is just fresh cream and strawberries. A little bit of a yogurt kind of kick to it in the aroma as well. And I know that these flavours are going to be in the cup. This is why I love snozzer in the bowl, because it just gives you that precursor of what's about to come. Gives you an idea of, kind of gets you excited. And all I want to do now is drink this coffee. Yeah, we should get on with that. Ooh, I love barista in me. Oh, hello. So, Pacamaras need to be roasted differently, or so my roaster friends tell me. But I know as a barista, they need to be brewed differently too. The big bean means that it affects the way that it roasts, but it also affects the way that it grinds, so you have to change your style. Sometimes I have to really change the settings on the grinder to get the very best out of it and hit my brew recipe. Approaching the coffee in a different way and forgetting everything you think you know will help you get the very best out of it. Some of the best espressos I've ever had have come from Pacamaras, so they're really worth the effort. But don't trust just me, Barista Steve. You should also trust my friend, Barista Colin Harmon, who gave me this little snippet of information. Pacamaras are a lot less dense than most beans, and coupled with their much larger size means they behave very differently in the coffee grinder. His advice is to always go a few steps finer than you usually would with other varieties, and expect the grinding to take around about 50% longer. They are, by their nature, harder to work with, whether it be growing, processing, roasting, bagging, or even when it comes to pulling shots like us baristas do. But you'll inherit your own difficulties with Pacamaras. They're volatile, they're hard to grind, susceptible to wide flavour spectrum swings, but when they're on point, they're worth every little bit of the effort the whole supply chain has to put in. Wise words there from my friend Mr. Harmon, but if you don't mind, I'm going to get back to baristering. Oh, I love baristering me. So welcome to Steve's Fun Bag Challenge. Now, I got an email from somebody saying that I should have set the bar for everybody to beat, because I'm obviously going to be the best at this, because I roast it, I pack it, I toast it and everything. This is Kaylee, my sister, but also
the person that actually does the packing and the bagging.
Oh, so you're going to
Not
be
the
really good
roasting.
at this when it's your turn
Yeah.
then. Excellent. So you're going to count me down. I'm going to fill the bags, you're going to weigh them, and I'm going to win.
We'll see.
Okay. So,
3, 2, 1. Bit sloppy, aren't you?
bit sloppy.
That's good. It's not even open though.
Oh, that's great. Too much of
Do we
that
deduct any for spillages?
one. No, nothing for
I think you
spillages.
should deduct for spillages.
Do you?
Yeah.
I create the rules.
Like a second for a bean.
No.
You don't seem very confident.
I don't. I'm not doing very well at all.
Maybe if you open the bag up.
Do you think?
Yeah, properly.
That'll do.
It's a good job you don't do the bagging, isn't it?
It is.
Couldn't send a bag out like that.
Time! Nobody said anything about standing up, and nobody asked anybody to contribute either. Oh.
Are we adding time on for building beans?
No, we're not adding time on for being spilled.
Right, 262.
262, that's not bad. It's not 201.
Do that up. 252.
Boom!
282.
That's not so good.
Oh dear.
I don't think I'm going to win.
I'm impressed though.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, yeah.
Come on, what did I do?
1 minute 28.
Boom! Oh, bye, Kai. Champion. You've either got it or you haven't. So at last, we're here at the tasting phase, and earlier I mentioned this man, Mr. Whiteley. Say hello to the nice people, Mr. Whiteley.
Hello.
This is Gary, who's one of our roasters, and came up with the descriptor of this being a Wimbledon coffee,
Yep.
which you said off camera has followed you around.
Yeah, it's one of those descriptors that has just followed me ever since I used it. So, I mean, don't get me wrong, I like strawberries and cream, and I like Wimbledon, but it's haunted me.
Yeah. Well, there's a lesson to be learned here, Gary. Never say something to me that I can tell the world. So, so you're our guest brewer this week. What are you going to be brewing with, Gary?
Well, oddly enough, I'm going to be using this fine device here, the French press.
Yes.
It's one of my favourite brewing methods.
Why? Because it's a bit uncool, isn't it?
I'm a very uncool guy.
Really? In your has-been hoodie and your has-been t-shirt?
Well, you
You look pretty cool to me.
Got to be branded.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, it's for me. I've always enjoyed using this brew method because it's very easy. It's very simple. There's not a lot of faff and fuss, and we do have a tendency in specialty coffee to overcomplicate things sometimes. So for me, I use this brewer on a regular basis. I use it all the time at home, and
Do you know why I love them?
they're cheap.
Good reason, and I'm cheap. But also you can go into the supermarket and pick one up, which is super cool. So if somebody says to you, I can't make coffee at home, which is what I hear all the time. Oh, it takes too much time making coffee at home. Oh, yeah, cooking takes a long time. Just take a pill or eat a pot noodle. No, they are super easy, super quick, and difficult to mess up.
Yeah, this is the thing. It's like I've had this conversation many times when you're at functions and someone asks, oh, what do you do? And you start talking about coffee roasting, like, oh, I really like coffee, but I don't want to spend all this faff buying an espresso machine. It's like you always ask them, have you got a cafetiere? Most people have got one in a cupboard or
Dusty.
on a shelf.
Yeah.
Everyone has one, and if you don't, they're so easy to get hold of, and they're a great brewing device. They really are.
Shall we make this coffee and then we can come back and talk about it?
Yeah, why not?
Let's do that. was quick.
I know. It's amazing what television can do.
Time travel. So should we try the coffee? So you described this as a Wimbledon coffee. So clean, full of strawberries, creamy.
Yeah.
Still living up to that?
Yeah, it's not full of grass and tennis balls. Yeah, no, it had that really, it had a cleanness to it compared to the Funky Natural, which you also had from this farm before.
Yeah.
And I think that really shone. You had that real clean strawberry, but with the cream, the creaminess that you got in there. That was just, I think that was just part of the process, really. That natural is giving you that extra bit of body. And I think in a French press, that really shows.
So for the geeks out there, what was your recipe for this?
Well, I use 65 grams a litre. That's what I use to brew at home all the time. So you can go a little less, you can go a little more. I
think I tend to brew about 70 with them. So we're not
it's
a million miles away.
Again, that's the thing that's really nice about this as well. It's such a forgiving method in the sense that you can adjust the dose how it suits you. It's not dependent on it being, exactly to within half a gram, or it's going to be ruined. Which some of your single cup brewer batches, you do require a more specific dose. Like, if you like your coffee a little bit weaker, a little bit with a little less body, go like 55 grams a litre. If you like that really heavy, chewy mouthfeel, go 75 grams.
It's also really dependent on what your grind size is as well.
This is true as well.
So, like, lots of people will grind very, very coarse for cafetières because they want it to be cleaner. Lots of people will go a bit finer because they like that grittiness. So, it's really changing your dose by changing your grind size. So this week I was going to show a video of me and Erwin. Do you remember when Erwin came to visit?
I do.
And I tied him in my mug studio for like 44 minutes.
Something like that.
Yeah, wouldn't let him leave. So it's a little bit too long to put in here. So we're going to put a link on the screen now so you can go and watch that. You really should go back and watch. It's one of my favourites, and he's also one of my coffee heroes.
Yeah,
so.
He's a great guy, very smart businessman, and I always enjoy your producer videos. It's nice to see the people behind the coffee.
It is. It's nice when I shut up and they talk.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. No, it's a fantastic video. So please go and watch it. Thank you for this. Very much appreciated, Gary. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining me at home. And do remember,
life is too short for
bad coffee.
Catchphrases.